So I want to tell a story. There was this guy who went to a flower essence practitioner in Seattle. She was originally a Bach therapist, and she was learning to become an energy medicine practitioner, which is what we call our certification. And she had all the essences and that were in the first set of essences, and she had this client who she'd done lots of really good work with. And he came to her one day and he said, Dee, he said, I need to take all the essences that are related to the heart chakra, the heart protector meridian, and the heart meridian. So the two heart meridians in Chinese medicine and the heart chakra. And that was 20 essences. And Dee said, well, because the standard was really 5, right? 5 individual ingredients in the Bach rescue remedy, that was it. That was the standard. Everybody was not going beyond that. And she said, you know, that's a lot of essences. And he said, Dee, he said, if I don't heal my heart, I'm going to die. And there was something about the way he said that made her be willing to take the risk. And 6 months later, she sent me a cassette tape of her experiments with what then became the Heart Spirit Essence. What happened to this guy was, first of all, he didn't just take the essence morning and evening like most people do. He mainlined it throughout the day. He took like a couple of drops every 10 or 15 minutes. He was like on a mission. It was kind of like Dave going up and living on that mountain for 30 days. This kid was on a mission. He was going to heal his heart no matter what, or die, really. Essentially, that's what his consciousness was. And much to his surprise and delight, and the practitioner's delight, he went back to the office on Monday after this long weekend, and people said, hey, what's different about you? Did you go away for the weekend? And people who never bothered to talk to him. I mean, people who, people were holding doors for him. People were being really polite and stuff. On Tuesday night, he was doing his grocery shopping on the way home in this co-op store, and usually the woman who was at the cash register was kind of grumpy and ignored him. And today she's, hey, how are you doing, Scott? Like calling him to the other side of the store kind of thing. And he didn't even know that she knew his name, right? So he started having lots of really good things happening in his life. I mean, it went out from there. It went out from there to, within a couple of months getting a job offer, which was a great job offer, and within 6 months getting a partner, which he had been wanting for a very long time, to be in a relationship. So Dee, not to just go holus bolus, I mean, that was a nice story and it was great, and actually he's another person who is still in touch with us, and his life didn't sort of slide back. It wasn't like, who's the guy who pushed the ball up to the top of the hill, Prometheus or something? Anyway, it was a permanent transformation. So then we started working with, so then she started giving it to, no, actually what she did first was she took it herself. Now, she was a woman who had some severe disappointments in her life. Her parents had forced her to marry this American when her own age, of the proper class, etc., when she was really in love with this much older man who lived in Denmark. And this fabulous man that she was married to, sometime when they were in their 30s or 40s, ran off with somebody else and just left her, kind of thing. And she had no idea. So there was, the heartbreak from not being able to be with the guy that she really loved, to the heartbreak of being abandoned by her, like the story stuff, right? Anyway, she thought, well, my client had a good experience with this combination. I think I'll take some myself. You're laughing. So she started taking the essence. She didn't take as much as him, and it just knocked her out. I mean, she literally went to bed for 5 days. She missed American Thanksgiving for the first time in her life. But when she got up, she was really done. She was done with all the stories from the past. She was done with all the pain and all hanging on to anything from it. Her heart was free. She was light. So it was a good thing. It was just a different process. Then she had somebody give it to, there was this feral cat that somebody was feeding who was just, around, who would only come out to eat. And she had some drops put in the water. And within a week, that cat was coming out during the day when people were around, and the person that gave him the hard spirit was sitting on his lap and hanging out with him. He reconnected with the human race, kind of thing. So that wasn't our first combination. Our first combination was actually Balancer. It was our third combination. Hard Spirit was our third combination. But it is an amazing energy for people to heal their hearts. For people to, what we would call in Chinese medicine, kind of polish up their Shen. Their Shen is the spirit of the heart, and it's expressed in your visage, in your face, what you radiate out to the world. And I swear to God, may I? When Scott first took it and was the test case for it, this is the spray of the heart spirit. That's what happened. He attracted all this new energy into his life because his own, oh yeah, don't spray it on the camera, okay?
So I was curious about why you spray it.
Why?
Well, because then it falls on the
Yeah.
rather than spraying it around the heart area.
Yeah, I always do my sprays up here, but also I've been to too many shows where somebody's like demonstrating some aromatherapy product and they go here and it's right in my face, and if it's something that I really don't like, it's like, oh God, it's really gross. Yeah, that's the way I do it. But I do like the feeling of it just, coming down like a waterfall. Yeah. So the drops, of course, taste like flower essences.